WNZK has available a few good hours of airtime for a few good programs to serve their communities. Radio is better than ever in targeting an audience that listens to what you say. Learn more about this exciting radio broadcasting opportunity by calling WNZK Radio at 248-557-3500. This is WNZK, Dearborn Heights, Detroit, your ethnic superstation at 690 days, 680 nights.
Welcome to the bright side of aging. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm a pharmacist and the publisher of AmericanSeniorGazette.org. It has been wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold. Do you like snacks? Well, why don't you try the Ari Bakery folks that have now created 3 new flavors of gluten-free granolas: maple vanilla, blueberry, and toffee chocolate, all sold in 16-ounce bags for just $4.99. All new is Ori's cinnamon pull-apart, made with Danish dough and rich cinnamon filling. It's great with coffee or milk and hard to stop eating. You will find all these items at the Ari Bakery Market on Farmington Road between I-96 and Plymouth Road in Livonia. Try it out. As Jackie Gleason used to say, how sweet it is. For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. And welcome, and as typical, we are having weather that's very interesting. It was sort of sunny, and then now it's cloudy, but as they say in Michigan, if you want to enjoy the 4 seasons, you can do it all in one day. But I'm not complaining. We are so fortunate that we really don't have these major temperature problems, but although we're getting a little bit of that, and it's such a relief to see people's full faces now. It's amazing. Now it seems indecent when you see someone without a mask. I hope that you can join us for the full hour. Our first half hour, as you know, is Bright Side of Aging, where we try to interview very intelligent as well as talented people. And the second half, we go into the entrepreneur segment. So stick around for the first half hour, we try to bring out information that's helpful to you as we age. And I don't like to say old age. Instead, I like to say seasoned. And Mike Wilson is a computer instructor and author. He has a passion and has been helping thousands of adults and seniors learn computers in over 40 cities in 17 years. He has taught at colleges, workforce and development community education centers, libraries, and many senior centers. Mike Wilson, you must be a tired guy. Are you a tired guy?
Well, I put a lot of miles on my car, sir.
Well, you know, I got good news for you, Mike. You say now used cars are worth a fortune. So you're driving in a fortune. And with me, I am really excited about having met a really super talented event planner and also wonderful DJ type person. He's had radio experience and has a nicer voice than I have, and I'm afraid to introduce Jason George from eventtodo.com because he's going to take over the whole show. Promise me that you are not going to take over the whole show. Well, I don't know if we got the mic close enough to
I just said I don't know that I could take on the whole show myself. There's a lot of big shoes around here to fill, you know what I mean? But yeah, Jason George, and happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, that's great. And we're going to have you pipe in whenever you're in the mood to pipe. We can call you a piper.
Absolutely.
Mike.
It's not late for dinner. I'm quite a foodie, you know. Just had a house home.
Mike Wilson and I met through a mutual friend who unfortunately is too busy to make it today, but he plans to join us in the future. Ralph Jackson, actually is in a situation whereby he's got actually a real neat program. I don't know if Mike, if he shared with you, he's teaching young people to get on computer and hopefully get them into business, which is really very neat. So, unfortunately, he got tied up today, and I'm so glad you made it, Mike, because I really admire your talent. We went over to the Caustic Center, the Senior Center at 11 Mile and Middlebelt the other day, and Mike, I understand you've got a whole bunch of classes going on as we speak at the Caustic Center. Is that correct?
Yes. I think currently about 5 classes. And I've been over at the Caustic Center, I would say about 8 or 10 years, teaching older adults computers.
Right. Well, I'll tell you something. I think one of the most important things right now as we age seniors is that we were talking a while back about the importance of communication and different languages, and the truth of it is, I think computers are an additional language. My mind thinks in different channels than most people, but let's face it, today, unless you're able to communicate via computer, grandparents wanting to communicate with their grandkids really are almost like on different languages. The kids are so dependent now on computers, and you actually can assist them in being able to communicate that way. So is this a passion of yours, or what happened?
Yes, I've worked with older adults, helping them with their technology for about 17 years, as you said. And I used to teach computer classes very popular place, which is HFV, or Henry Ford Village. There in Dearborn for about 8 to 10 years. And there's not too many stories that I haven't heard when it comes to older adults and their computers. Everything from I sat down with my granddaughter or my nephew, and he or she started teaching me, but she went too fast. I know many seniors are familiar with that, or older adults. And so that's where they seek out a class and eventually find me. And that is really my passion, is to teach older adults and seniors computers.
So if anyone wants to put some sort of a group together, are you open to what phone number would you like to give out?
They can contact us at 313-505-3004. Again, 313-505-3004.
So do you take one-on-one calls, so to speak, if someone is sort of, I don't know what's going on?
I have been doing that for years. And many of the seniors, older adults, note me or mark me for a man with a lot of patience.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, that is the key. That I am not proud of it, but even in my younger years, I've never been a fast learner. I'm a slow learner. And unless you have someone who's got the patience to actually guide people as they think, I'm reminded of a prayer that this person looks up to the heavens and says, God, please give me patience. Give it to me now. So anyway, the truth of it is that unfortunately what a lot of young people take for granted as we age, the nerve cells don't quite connect like they used to.
Yes, and I understand that. I know the younger generation, maybe their kids or their grandkids, they're good at what they do, especially the grandkids and the great-grands, but they're not good teachers. They don't have the patience for it.
Right, no, that's the key. I mean, I think back in my school years, those are the teachers that stand out in my mind, is that they did have that extra patience to hear you out. And the good news and the bad news. The bad news, unfortunately, as you age, you lose so many cells and nerve connections that your memory, in many cases, is not lost. It just takes longer. And the program is titled "The Bright Side of Aging." One of the bright sides of aging is that you still retain, unless unfortunately you've got some clinical condition, of being able to remember. It just takes you longer. The nerve cells don't connect quite as quickly. And I get upset when I hear people say, "Oh, I'm having a senior moment." You are not having a senior moment. One of two things is happening. One is your technology overloaded. and number two is that rather than saying I have a senior moment, what I say, and it's worked for me, and I'm a firm believer, what you say to yourself is really how you can lead, quote unquote, a normal life. If you're dumping on yourself, you got enough other people they're going to dump on you. You don't need to dump on. So instead say, it'll come back to me. That way, and in most cases, it does. It's amazing. Because, as you know, a big problem is a lot of people are under stress, especially with the times that we're undergoing now. When you're under stress, you don't think as clearly. So don't give up on yourself. You know, you live with yourself 24 hours a day. So, how did the 40 cities, I mean, how the heck did you pull that off? How did you do it?
I would say one city at a time. I started off teaching at I believe a college or a senior center, and then I would used those institutions as a reference to open the door to so many places. And I also created a packet, and I would go online to institutions' websites and find either the director or the program coordinator. And I would send them an email, and they would email back saying, "We like your program. We like what we see, and we'll give it a try." And I work with many institutions today as a result of that.
If anyone's interested in calling in for the next 45 minutes and pipe in, our on-the-air phone number is 248-557-3300. Again, 248-557-3300 while we're on the air. When we're off the air, I have a magic toll-free number, 1-888-489-8980. That's 1-888-489-8980. And I encourage you to call me when I'm off the air. A lot of people feel sort of queasy about calling in on the air, but have comments or thoughts. Or people like Mike Wilson or Jason George that you feel would be interesting people to interview. I'm open to that. And when we get back from our break, Mike, I'd like to find out what you regard yourself as your unique teaching style. So don't go away, folks. This is a top secret that will be shared with you when you get back. We'll be right back. Family run for over 88 years, Friends Hardware has remained family owned and operated. Friends Hardware is one of a kind. You'll find the newest products offered on TV at very competitive prices. You'll also find safety products, grab bars for bathrooms, battery-operated light switches, remote control devices that you can turn your lamps on or any electrical device. You don't have to run out there anymore. Just press the button. Better yet, just visit Friends Hardware, located on Main Street and 11.5 Mile Road. They're open every day. If you wish to call, it's 248-544-8111. That's 248-544-8111. Better yet, just visit 11.5 Mile Road and Main Street, Friends Hardware. Do you like snacks? Well, why don't you try the Owry Bakery folks that have now created 3 new flavors of gluten-free granolas: maple vanilla, blueberry, and toffee chocolate, all sold in 16-ounce bags for just $4.99. All new is Ori's cinnamon pull-apart, made with Danish dough and rich cinnamon filling. It's great with coffee or milk and hard to stop eating. You will find all these items at the Owry Bakery Market on Farmington Road between I-96 and Plymouth Road in Livonia. Try it out. As Jackie Gleason used to say, how sweet it is. And how sweet it is to be with you. I really love getting in front of a microphone, and I am really lucky in the sense that talk about being in front of a microphone, my being happy. Guess what? I am involved right now with 3 mics. With our DJ, Mike Chupka. And we have a computer instructor and author, Mike Wilson. How's that? And Jason is with me. Jason George is actually an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. He has company eventtodo.com, puts events together from A to Z. Is that right, Mr. Mike?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're a new rebranding for event and entertainment planning online. So you can visit eventtodo.com, and not to take away from this segment, we'll get back to it, but stand by, we'll tell you more. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, well, it certainly is, and I've had the joy of working with you, as they say, rainy day.
Rain or shine, we showed him a good time, didn't we?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and Sharon might be listening.
Hi, Sharon.
She coordinated the program over at the Timothy Lutheran Church on Wayne Road. And despite the rain, we had a lot of fun, and actually it worked out where we just made some real human to human being connections. And
Sure did.
And I know that you've been biting at the bit, Mr. Jason, to ask a question of our guest here. So go for it.
I'm so passionate about seniors and technology, and the fact that Mike here is doing these classes for a long time. It's so important to keep our seniors educated on technology and have the abilities to use them. And I have so many questions for Mike. Actually, it's going to take up this whole segment, but we're going to stick to the ones that are of good focus today. And I'd like to know how seniors are getting access to their music and their movies, and because back in the day they would just turn on the TV. It was so simple. Well, now they've got to watch Netflix and Hulu and create an account and remember a password, and I can't remember any of that stuff. I'm not yet a senior, and how can we expect our elderly community to embrace this technology with all these new innovations and changes and excitement to some, but to them, maybe a nightmare?
Yes.
So, tell us about the types of classes, Mike, that you're instructing and providing for our seniors in the community.
Oh, certainly. I offer a free class on how to use Zoom. And many of us know now Zoom is a very popular platform.
I've had trouble figuring it out myself, honestly.
Well, I teach not only seniors, but adults as well.
I'll be coming in for a class on that one.
And it's a very popular class, and seniors love it. I get excellent comments and ratings on that class. I also have a class titled, Should I Click on That?
That is a great idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great title,
Might
too.
take that class, too.
And that's for people who are frustrated with clicking on things that they shouldn't.
Yeah, it's clickbait. Am I correct?
Uh-huh.
Some of it can be, and some of it can be
that's
super
true.
dangerous. True, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I give them, I go through many things during that class to teach them what to avoid, as you're saying, because there's a lot of malware out there and something called PUPs, potentially unwanted programs. And I explain all these as well. I give a lot of definitions in the class. And I also have a class on basic computer safety for older adults. I have a class on understanding your browsers and searching Google. And I have a class titled Help. I have a computer, and the 8-year-old is too busy this weekend.
With the computer classes that you offer, do you offer a mobile support for phones as well?
Yes.
Because I notice a lot of adults use a phone as their computer.
Yes.
And, the whole computer thing seems to be slimming down for some, and maybe a lot of people are still using a desktop or a laptop, but are seniors using more of those devices, or are they using more mobile devices?
The seniors like their desktops and their laptops, but they still, of course, have their cell phones. They have graduated from the old flip phone. They didn't want to get rid of, but the grandkids eventually talked them into it. So now, as you said, they do have their mobile phones, and many of the seniors are just not familiar with how to use them.
Sure, and I've noticed a lot of challenge for seniors at times is the mobile phones are a little too small. So the accessibility to see or use them even, you have to click a smaller keyboard, which then their dexterity might just not be there to use that type of device. So they use a tablet maybe or an iPad.
Yes.
So there's so many different choices of technology on top of it for them to consider. Which one's right for them? Which one's the easiest to use? Which one's...
Well, that's their love. I didn't mention it, but you just mentioned it, is the iPad.
Okay, the iPad is it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, next to the laptop and the desktop, they really do love their iPads. And I offer classes for iPads as well as the iPhone. And then you have older adults who have their Androids. Some like the Androids, so I teach that as well.
Yeah, and I think there's a big learning curve between the different types of formats that are out there. If you're an Android person or an Apple person, there's a lot of different ways of technology. And I know for kids they have accessibility where they can turn on kids features, but maybe in the future, Apple, Google, if you're listening, how about a senior mode?
Yes.
Can we bring that into the equation? A senior mode. Let's click a button. Let's make everything bigger all of a sudden. And let's incorporate some of our teaching.
They do have a computer. I forget the name of it now. It's kind of rare. I don't think a lot of seniors know about it, but it costs about $900, but it has everything right there on the screen. Big word email.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Yes.
It's called the WOW computer.
The WOW computer.
Do you have one of these? You're too young for one of those. Did they charge you for that?
No. I love WOW.
Yes.
And and you're 100% right.
Is that right? Does it work well?
I'm trying to get them as a sponsor.
Oh, that's a great. Hey, wow! If you're listening, this is the show you need to be on. Right?
And the beautiful part about
I think people are calling in right now. Phones are ringing off the hook.
Operators are standing or sitting by. I don't know.
Wow! Call us right now. Talk to Ike. We got a deal for you.
No, I mean for $900, it's a godsend for me.
I bet.
And the beautiful part about it is that they automatically back up all the information automatically. So many times, people who are used to regular computers forget to back up their information.
Yes.
And you can call on that toll-free number 24 hours a day and you get a human being that answers it. And what
seems
are you ready for another wow? You're ready for another wow?
Yes.
And that is, I like to play with words because that's really the tools of communicating, right?
100%.
And the magic word wow, if you turn it upside down, spells mom. There's something there. I don't know what it is.
And we certainly wouldn't be here without Mom, so wow. That is something.
And we're getting a message here. So if you'd like to be in touch with Mike Wilson, Jason, of course, aside from direct to Mike Wilson, you have a sexy sounding voice, Mike. What is your phone number? Repeat. Twice.
Yes. 313-505-3004. Again, the number is 313-505-3004. And if I may just finishing a couple of those classes that I offer a class on organizing your pictures, seniors.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah. And it's a long title, but it's organizing your pictures, files, folders, and emails.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very important.
And some other classes I offer as well.
Yeah, well, we'll have you on the air for sure. Unfortunately, we plumb run out of time,
yes.
And we're going to continue our conversation into the entrepreneur segment, and we'll get to know Jason better. But I never want to leave this segment without my favorite passing thought for the bright side of aging, which is yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift, and that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by looking and living life with a bright side of aging. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, You should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other and achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, EntrepreneursNetworkofMichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. For over 30 years, Cruise Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you'd like, Cruise Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruise Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. Family run for over 88 years, Friends Hardware has remained family owned and operated. Friends Hardware is one of a kind. You'll find the newest products offered on TV at very competitive prices. You'll also find safety products, grab bars for bathrooms, battery-operated light switches, remote control devices that you can turn your lamps on or any electrical device. You don't have to run out there anymore. Just press the button. Better yet, just visit Friends Hardware, located on Main Street and 11.5 Mile Road. They're open every day. If you wish to call, it's 248-544-8111. That's 248-544-8111. Better yet, just visit 11.5 Mile Road and Main Street, Friends Hardware. And we're back, and hopefully you are as well. Otherwise, as the Maytag guy used to say, gets lonely. Anyway, our Entrepreneurs Network Michigan group just met yesterday, and one of the positive things that's happened with the virus and all, because we were restricted from really getting together in person, we had Zoom meetings, and it was really fun to be able to be in touch with a lot of our members, not only locally, but as they moved out of state, they came in on Zoom, and you are welcome to join us every other Tuesday from 12 to 1. Our toll-free number is 1-888-489-8980. You can call anytime. We try to bring out in the entrepreneurs segment people who are of the entrepreneurial spirit, and also not only of the spirit, but they can help in getting you and being your own boss. And right now, because of the virus situation, a lot of people are suddenly realizing that, hey, maybe since I can't really go back like I'd like to my current position, how about if I start my own business? We can help you with that. And I'm really excited to be able to have made a new friend who is an entrepreneur, Jason George, who is an all-around talented guy. He's got all kinds of technology background, and also is a fun type guy to be around, and has his own company called EventToDo.com. Hello again, Mr. Jason.
Well, thanks for having me, Ike. It is my pleasure to be considered your friend as well. And what a show you've got here created. I'm blown away by what I see here today. I can't believe it's taken me this long to get here. It's terrible. I want to touch back, though, on our previous guest, though, and just mention his website, because we forgot to mention ourseniorhelp.com. And check out Mike Wilson with the senior classes. Very beneficial for our senior community. And getting on, Mike as an entrepreneur did a great job of putting classes together for seniors in the community, and what a big help. So I want to say his website one more time in case you missed it, ourseniorhelp.com.
And we can help them get on.
We can help seniors.
Right.
Which is really needed right now.
Right. And there's a word that I learned yesterday that I wanted to impress you that I'd like to use in a sentence. It is serendipitous.
Yes, I love that word.
Serendipity. And you're going to ask me, what the heck are you talking about, Ike? Everybody's always asking me that.
That's it.
You are Jason George.
I am.
And guess what? One of my other close friends, I like to call him a close friend. I think we can reciprocate. His name is Sam George.
Oh, you're talking about my cousin, Uncle Sam.
And
one of my favorites. Is he on the line?
Here we are in the United States, Uncle Sam, and we have Sam George. Hello, Sam George. How you there, Sam?
Hello, Ike. Hello, Jason.
Hello, good sir. How are you today, Sam?
I'm well. Hey, Jason, I'm very envious. Ike never invited me to co-host a show with him. You know why he didn't invite me? He said I'm too old.
I find that hard to believe. There's no way anyone can make it serious. I'm trying to keep up with you. I had to stalk him to get here. I followed him for days just to figure out where the studio was. No, it's easy.
Well, Sam, I'm so glad that you called in, because I've had the joy of meeting you many times, and you are not only an entrepreneur, but you are also a veteran, and I certainly admire your service to our country, and you joke about it, that about your experience in the armed force. You want to share as to how you were able to survive?
Well, you've heard the story before. I don't know if you've explained to you, Jason. So, Jason, us men who are so tall, 5'5", 5'6", right?
Yes, sir.
When I was in grade school, first grade, I used to get teased and bullied about my height.
Mm-hmm.
Half pint, short S, and pipsqueak. So, after arriving home from Vietnam, my friends would ask, "Hey, did you get shot at?" And I would explain to them. I says, first time in my life, I was happy that I was bullied of being so short. And I explained, yes, I got shot at because I'm so short. The bullets flew way over my head.
Thank God.
Everything has its advantages.
Oh, boy. What an experience, and thank you for your service on that, Sam. But I'm glad you were short, because all the good times we've had together, I would have hated to have missed 1 minute of them.
Well, what I also think I admire about Sam is the fact that rather than just, talk about having been in the war and all, now that he's out in the private world, has got a very successful moving business called Aberdeen Van Lines, and I've recommended his service. And if your folks are listening and are looking for an affordable as well as personal type of moving service, Sam George is the man for you to call. And Sam, why don't you give out your phone number in case someone is interested in finding out more about you, because I want to share just one brief story. If anyone wants to call you directly, Sam, what number would you like them to call?
Certainly. Call 248-624-7727, or you can call me directly on my cell, 810-602-7578.
And of course, we always have that toll-free number, 888-489-8980, and I can put you in touch with Sam. And Sam, I wanted you to share your desire to help other veterans, especially now that we're undergoing really such a tough situation in terms of employment and all. Why not be in your own business? And I know that you're open to helping veterans get into the moving business. Is that correct?
That is absolutely 100% correct. Here's the story. When I discharged from the military, I had a job to come home to. My family had a mom and pop grocery store, so I had a job. And many of the veterans that were discharged from the military didn't have jobs to come home to. So I'm thinking, the military teaches you discipline, honor, all the 10 Commandments pretty much. So I figured I'll start up a company called Veterans Van Lines and try to recruit veterans to own their own moving company under our guidance and direction. We can get them started on a shoestring budget. It typically costs about $100,000, $125 to start a moving company, but we can get a veteran in for $35,000 or less, a fully equipped truck, and get them rolling.
Wow,
we will have
incredible.
training films. We will teach them how to book jobs. So hopefully any veteran, and I have to tell you, the work is not that difficult because when you have the correct tools, nothing's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So
with
be
that
aware.
startup,
Hopefully, get some veterans.
with that startup, Sam, for the $35,000, that gets them their own business, correct? You said a truck as well?
A truck, a fully equipped truck, it'll be used,
Uh-huh.
or we can start them out small,
Okay.
and they can start making money. Yeah, it's very inexpensive. We know the ins and outs. A fully equipped moving van.
That's incredible. And how would one, if they're interested in getting into your business as a veteran business owner, how would they contact you? Would they contact you through the website?
The website, preferably, to just call me or contact me through the website, and I'll be happy to respond and sit down with them and explain to them how it works and so on and so forth.
Could you tell us that website, Sam? What is the website they would go to?
It's AberdeenVanlines.com. That's spelled AberdeenVanlines.com.
That is fantastic. So
AberdeenVanlines.com.
if they need help with a move, or if a veteran out there is looking for a great opportunity, this is truly a great opportunity. I don't know of a franchise or a business that you could get started for $35,000 these days.
Right.
You know, and that comes with a vehicle as well to get started.
Right. Well,
That's incredible.
And well, another positive aspect is that a lot of veterans are not aware that they actually can benefit because they are a veteran in terms of financing of getting it.
Absolutely.
So I'll tell you, the opportunities to work and be your own boss is really still prevalent despite all the bad mouthing you hear about our country. I purposely am really proud of having done this show now for 50 years, 50.
Wow, that's incredible.
And you know what's so inspiring? After every program, I'll get calls from people who say, gee, I didn't know that I could actually be my own boss and all. And it's a joy for me to be able to connect people. And if someone that's a veteran wants to give more of the benefits, there are several organizations. In fact, Michigan.gov has a series of different services available. They can always call someone like Sam at 810-602-7578. And something that you may really appreciate about your cousin, Jason, is that Sam and I have known each other for probably, 20 years or so. And I had this woman who was a VIP, who was visually impaired, and she lived in Lapeer, Michigan, and she wanted to move down here to Dearborn and called me because of this program to move. Well, if you're visually impaired, let's face it, it's tough enough to move when you're not visually impaired.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
Sam drives out to Lapeer, checks out what she needs, gets all her stuff packaged, prepared, then drives her to her new location with her daughter, and this was in Dearborn. And he actually takes the furniture out of the truck and sets it up in her new setting, then holds her hand and walks through.
What a guy.
And that's my buddy, Sam, and your cousin.
Sam, you're still in my eyes the best. I love it. That is a great story.
And it's a true story.
You know, it's helping people in need, you know, whether it be, you know, computer help or moving help.
Right.
It's doing good for others is never a bad thing.
And Sam, you have a tagline that I think is appropriate. You're the biggest guy or the smallest. How does that go?
Well, Aberdeen, Alabama is the primary company. Smallest worldwide mover. Then I explained I'm only 5'6".
And you go all over the place. I know when I call you many times, you're up there up north and all over the place. So hopefully we can motivate some people. You not necessarily just have to be a veteran in order to get into the moving business, but we're trying to reach out to veterans because they put literally their lives on the line for our lives, and I am so grateful that this is a way that we can to give back. And hopefully, Sam, we will be in touch soon, and I certainly will recommend you to any of the contacts of people that call our toll-free number. So as they, I'm reminded of a story of these three guys who get together every morning to sort of talk about the news and personal stuff. And one day, one guy says, guys, I hate to bring up a serious topic, but we all know we're going to die at one time. What is it that you'd like to hear if you're in the coffin, someone go by, and how you were made a difference in their life? They're all stumped, and the first guy says, well, I'd like to hear someone say he was the most intelligent guy that I knew. Whenever I got stuck with anything, I would call him, and he would know the answer. Second guy says, I'd like to have someone go by and say, boy, he was the most enthusiastic, upbeat person that I knew. Whenever I was down and out and I'd call him, he'd pick up my spirits and make me feel good again. And the third guy says, what I'd like to hear someone say when they walk by my coffin? What's that? I'd like for someone to say, look, I think he's moving. So Sam,
So listen, gentlemen, I've got to run because I'm actually helping on the move.
You know what? You're moving. That's what I wanted to tell you. Keep moving, Sam.
Keep moving.
We'll be right back, folks.
Listen, gentlemen, I've got to run. Hey, Jason.
Yes, sir.
You've got a great radio voice. I think I should invite you to call us all the time.
I think he's going to wrangle me in here.
I'm afraid he's going to take over.
Nice.
All right, well, thank you.
We'll see you soon, Sam. Thank you. And hey, make sure you check out the website, AberdeenVanlines.com. If you're a veteran looking for a business, it's a great idea to get involved now.
Right. All right. Right now, folks.
Thanks, Sam.
Relax. We'll be right back. Right. Okay, we'll be right back, folks. Don't go away. Do you like snacks? Well, why don't you try the Auri Bakery, folks, that have now created 3 new flavors of gluten-free granolas: maple vanilla, blueberry, and toffee chocolate, all sold in 16-ounce bags for just $4.99. All new is Ori's cinnamon pull-apart, made with Danish dough and rich cinnamon filling. It's great with coffee or milk and hard to stop eating. You will find all these items at the Ori Bakery Market on Farmington Road between I-96 and Plymouth Road in Livonia. Try it out. As Jackie Gleason used to say, how sweet it is. For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you're over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. And we're back, and I'm really grateful to have a co-host. How about that? And Jason Lee George is a entrepreneur who's involved in quite a few different ventures and is actually planning even more. And he's got a company called EventToDo.com. EventToDo.com. He's got all his stuff up there. And how long have you been a DJ as well? Huh?
Yeah, I got a long history of entrepreneurial passion. It comes from our family. I started working or going to work with my dad at a young age at a grocery store, and I wanted to be the DJ, so I was the kind of the rebellion child that never really wanted to go to the store all the time. I wanted to get out and do music because my cousin gave me some turntables and records and said, here you go do this. And I said, okay. So I started a Party Penguin business back in middle school. And the DJ career has followed me up through till this day, and I've had the pleasure to turn it into a little bit more than just DJing. We've got into different types of production throughout the years, being different aspects of different parts of events and different services that we teamed up with other vendors to provide. So I had this idea to come up with EventToDo.com and do a little rebranding on our business to provide full-scale event and entertainment planning for one's event.
So if anyone is involved with an organization, do you welcome that call so that you can help them put the whole event together?
Absolutely. Call in. Let's talk about it. Visit our website and put in the details of your event, and we'll help you get started. That's kind of where that's what we're doing now, is taking people's requests and turning them into the events of their dreams. If they're having a retirement party, a birthday party, a bar mitzvah, a wedding, a large-scale corporate event, whatever the function may be, well, they need event services. So we found a way to provide these event services that are qualified, that are licensed and insured, that are reputable, that have great reviews. And we found a great way to check their availability, get their price quote for you, and book it if you're ready. And that's EventToDo.com. You can put in your request. We'll get right back to you with the details and who we think is best suited. And you take our suggestions. We put the party together. You show up and enjoy. You're a guest at your own event with little to less work than it would be planning an event the traditional way or conventional way. So
well, one of the things that I've always, when I've tried to put some events together, is the layout of the room and what have you.
Yeah, that's very important. And when people think of an event, I want to have this event. Well, a lot of times, they have to think of, okay, well, who's going to come? Where are we going to have it? What if it rains? There's a lot of things that come and go that you don't think about, including having alcohol served and food served. Is it going to be safe? Is it, with the pandemic, there's been a lot of restrictions in the past throughout the country and how to move and groove at events and how to be. Well, with an event, anything can come up and anything can go wrong.
And usually it comes up.
If it can go wrong, it will, right? There's been a lot of times where, it's been a vendor who may have just had an active God accident and couldn't be there. Well, does your company have a reach to supply a backup? Is a DJ not going to show up at your event going to ruin your wedding, or a band, or maybe even a photographer? So, when you get into companies that have a lot of vendors and options, there's a network of people that can work together to help resolve problems and provide solutions. And if it does go wrong, it's not a matter of how it went wrong. It's how did you make it right?
Right. Now,
so that's what we like to focus on.
Right. Now on your website, it lists all of the things you do. How is the...
So we're in a development phase as we're rebranding our site. So a lot of the technology that we aspire to bring is on a back end that we're creating. So we are developing events to do further and bringing more bells and whistles as we're developing. But now you can check availabilities. You can register your event, date, time, services interested in, and get back quotes and availability, and even book them all on our site.
So your website, of course, is event2do.com.
That's right. When you have a big to-do, event2do.com. Back in the day, they used to call them a big, we're having a big to-do. So,
okay.
But believe it or not, my concept was not based on that. It was based on people have so much to do in their lives. So, as well as we're an event and entertainment planning company, we're also a productivity company. So we focus on the to-do aspect of what it takes to get an event done. So one of my taglines that we have is, we bring hope to your next event. We help you organize, prioritize, and execute the tasks and to-dos that it takes to plan a successful event.
And if anyone wants to call the old-fashioned way, as I like to say, you have an 800 number?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they can dial in anytime and reach us at 1-800-683-8913. Again, that's 1-800-683-8913. Or feel free to visit the website, obviously. We try and make it as quickly and convenient as possible, but if you're not tech savvy, we're here for you. We'd love to talk.
Right. Well, I know you're a great talker, and
thank you, sir. But you are as well. I'm learning from the best, as I see.
Well, but more than talk, you're a doer, which really counts. And I had the joy of working with you this past weekend.
We sure did. Yeah, rain or shine, we still made it a good time.
Right. And we had to sort of rearrange things because it started to rain, and you picked up stuff like a real trooper.
When I'm hired as a DJ, I show up as, what do you need? And, if the music's playing and I can lend a hand, I certainly will move tents in a hurry and protect all I can.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of times people forget the basics, and unfortunately I have a small mind, and I've had these events where I go into a room and I know in my mind what I'd like to see.
Sure.
But how do you get it done? So you actually can do all of that.
There's some terrific vision that goes into an event, and if you've never thrown an event, it's hard to have that vision.
Right. Well, there's so much more to talk about. We'll have to talk again on our next visit.
Looking forward to it, and thanks for having me.
All right, well, my pleasure. And I never want to leave this segment without my favorite thought, which is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.
WNZK has available a few good hours of airtime for a few good programs to serve their communities. Radio is better than ever in targeting an audience that listens to what you say. Learn more about this exciting